The garden bloomed with colorful flowers and lush green trees. The air was scented with the perfume of roses stretching towards the sun and shimmering with dew each morning. The garden of Ridvan lay over the river Tigris, just 10 minutes away from the city gate of Baghdad, where Baha'u'llah had lived in exile with his family these past 10 years. As he boarded a small boat with his sons, Abdul Baha and Mirza Mehdi, and his secretary, people on the banks of the river crowded to see him. Baha'u'llah wore a taj, a beautiful tall felt hat, and disappeared in the boat destined for the Garden of Paradise. The river was wide, deep, and blue. The sun was hot as they traveled, but the air was cool as it came over the water. As they arrived in the garden, they were welcomed with fresh air and peace. Baha'u'llah knew that in this garden, he would make a special announcement. The river swelled upon Baha'u'llah's safe arrival, and for 12 days Baha'u'llah stayed in the garden. Each day, as the first rays of light lit the horizon, the gardeners would pick the many roses which line the avenues and pile them in the center of the floor of Baha'u'llah's pitched tent. The pile was so high that his companions, gathered to drink tea, were unable to see one another. Baha'u'llah would graciously bundle the roses and ask his companions to deliver them as gifts to his friends in the city. On the 9th day, Baha'u'llah's family arrived in the garden to join him. His beloved wife Nawab and precious daughter Bahiya Khanum must have been relieved to be reunited with Baha'u'llah. The river swelled once more, and for some days there was much wind. Baha'u'llah's tent swayed, so the friends took turns throughout the night and day to sit and keep the tent rope steady, so that Baha'u'llah would not be disturbed. This service they were happy to perform, if only to be near to him. During the days, Baha'u'llah would walk majestically amongst the trees and flowers, commenting on the peace and tranquility of the spot, speaking eloquently of the Bab's cause, and radiating forth the utmost joy. It was as though the friends sharing the garden with him were blessed with the heat and light of the Sun of Truth. He declared, "This is the day whereon naught can be seen, except the splendors of the light that shineth from the face of thy Lord, the gracious, the most bountiful. Verily, we have caused every soul to expire by virtue of our irresistible and all-subduing sovereignty. We have then called into being a new creation, as a token of our grace unto men. I am verily the all-bountiful, the Ancient of Days." At night, Baha'u'llah often paced the moonlit gardens, admiring the nightingale's sleepless song. As he explained, their ceaseless music demonstrated their dedication and admiration of the roses that surrounded them. He therefore asked how his companions, those afire with the rose-like beauty of the Beloved, chose to sleep. On a glorious day, Baha'u'llah finally shared with his eldest son, Abdul Baha, that he was the one foretold and promised by the Bab. Abdul Baha accepted without hesitation and dedicated himself to the service of his father's cause, selflessly serving as a living example for Baha'is throughout his life. Baha'u'llah also shared this important announcement with several other friends in the garden, appointing the festival of Ridvan as the most great festival, and declaring in the most holy book that in that moment, all created things were immersed in the sea of purification, the day whereon the breezes of forgiveness were wafted over the entire creation.